Alrighty, I'm sure you've heard the new buzzword Skool. And no, I'm not talking about the gay, shitty, fucking Matrix School. I'm talking about Skool, the platform that Alex Ramosi and Sam Ovens have co-founded together. You get the gist. And today I'll show you how you can use Skool to make money for your agency. Yes, not to start a school committee for the sake of starting a school committee, but to use it to aid in getting more results and more money for your own agency. So let's dive in. Skool plus SMMA or agencies equals more money. Now it's very simple. There's two methods that you can use to do this. I'm going to share with you in detail every single, the two methods and how to actually do them. So not only am I going to show you them, I'm going to show you how to do them live in practice. I've built them out myself so I can show you and demonstrate exactly how to do that. So follow along. This is going to be a super, super cool learning curve, and I imagine that this is going to be the next wave of how to actually start and scale agencies is leveraging schools and platforms and compounding and leverage, right? Right now, with the traditional agency model, most people don't have much leverage. And so what we're trying to do with Skool is create a lot of leverage for us so that we as founders can scale easier, okay? So there's two methods to use Skool to make more money, which is number one, via acquisition, to use it to get more clients, or number two, for retention, to keep more clients, which is fundamentally the only two ways to make more money in business. You either get more clients or you make your current clients worth more by keeping them longer and making them pay more, which is fundamentally what acquisition and retention is. So for acquisition, we can use the value first funnel, which I'll show you in practice in a second. And for retention, we can use a back-end churn buster. Okay, so we can use our community to make sure people don't churn, to make them stay longer, to make sure we make more money. So let me show you how, the philosophy, the principles of this, and then I'll show you how to do it in actions you can apply yourself. So for acquisition, it looks like this. To acquire clients via Skool, you have to generate attention. Now this maybe I'll even pull up this chart here. You generate attention, right? And this is via ads, cold email, cold DMs, cold call, etc. It doesn't matter. Then what you do is you give value. Okay, now value can be in the form of lead magnets, content, free calls, trainings, etc. The point is you give something first. As you can see here, give value. Then you own the attention. And here's where you funnel it into Skool. So what you do is you say, hey, I've got some really cool trainings and free stuff inside of my school community. There's no opt-in. You can just join, and you can also get access to free calls and some other cool stuff that you can use to scale your business. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, and so what you do is you then direct all of the attention that you have into Skool. Now, why do we do this? Well, if you have access to my course, which you can get inside my free community, you'll understand the premise. But basically, long story short, at any given moment, only 5% of the market is ready to buy. Which means that if we are only marketing to the 5% of the market that's ready to buy, we're missing out on 95% of the market at any given moment in time. That's a lot of people we're missing out on. And so what this new model does with using Skool as our front end funnel is it captures all of the attention, the full 100%. Because even if somebody's already with another company or they're not interested right now, it's fine. We're not telling them they have to work with us. We're just giving them value. And so what happens is we are now owning that attention. And so we have them inside our ecosystem and our funnel forever. Think of it like hunting versus farming. A hunter goes out there and has to every single day hunt to get new food. And if he doesn't hunt, he doesn't eat, which is the same as like just doing outbound the regular way, right? Which is where you go out there. Okay, I'll even show you. You go out there, you hunt, you try and get them to book a call, you try and get them to make a sale. If they say yes, you close them. If they say no, you waste your time, energy, you try again, right? You go out there, you try and hunt, you shoot your shot. Did you kill the animal? Yes, no. Yes, you eat. No, you do it again. Whereas farming is a little bit different. What you do is instead of this, one-to-one finite returns, what we do instead is we plant our seeds and we water them every day without actually getting anything. But what happens is now we have food starting to come to us from work we did a really long time ago. And this is how we fundamentally create leverage and compound returns. So I hope you're catching on as to why this model is so important. Let me show you how you can do it. Okay, so generate attention, give value, own the attention, which is where we funnel into Skool community, which is where we basically say, hey, I've got this, free training that you can get access to inside of this Skool community. If you want it, go get access to it here. And you can also get free calls. For context, if you want entire free training on the value first scaling framework, you can join my free community, get access to that for free, no opt-ins at all, and get access to my free calls. See what I did there? The thing I'm teaching you to do. Cool? Cool. So after we own the attention, we now have to convert it, okay, which is where we use an OBS funnel, which I'll show you in a minute, and then we have to convert the attention using a few different mechanisms, okay? There's a lot of different mechanisms you can use, especially inside of Skool. The best ones being onboarding calls, classrooms, VSLs, course upsells, and then there's a couple other things you can do to convert the attention. But fundamentally, like a farmer, once we own the attention, we just water it every day. We just keep giving value, giving value, giving value until the food blossoms, until it ripens and comes to us. And so actually you start to generate your own dream inbound clients that come to you. So inbound passive prospecting, pretty freaking cool. Okay, so that's how you use it on the front end. I'll show you in a minute how to do this using my own community as an example. So bear with me. I want to show you the retention way as well, because this is arguably even cooler, okay? Which is the retention method for actually going out there and converting more clients, or as a rather fact, keeping more clients, which just goes as follows. You close the clients. Now, here's where something really cool happens already right off the bat, is when you close a client, you could even fundamentally close them without them even paying and just say, hey, pay later, I'll onboard you now. And so you could give them access to your school, which only your clients have access to. You'd say that to them, and all the resources inside there, and tell them, hey man, I'm gonna give you access to all this stuff because I want to set you up anyway, because I think it'd be stupid for us to not get started right now, because you're already struggling, so I want to get your results ASAP. And then you would have to pay before your onboarding call. And what happens is this creates FOMO. Once you've introduced them into the community, into the culture, into all the value that's there, people see like, oh my goodness, this is so good. People have a really hard time committing. That's one of the biggest problems fundamentally in the society we live in, is people have a really hard time committing. I mean, just look at all the fucking broken families out there. People cannot commit to save their life. Quite literally. Like, I'm not even talking about just marriages and divorces, even just like, I'm sure you've had a girlfriend that couldn't commit either, or maybe you have commitment issues. People have commitment issues in business as well. They don't want to commit because they're scared they might fuck up. And so what they want to do is they want to be certain first that this is the right thing, which is stupid because it'll never happen. But what we do is we try and give them that as much as we can. Say, hey man, I'll give you access to basically everything and just pay later. And so what you do is you give them as little commitment as possible and still give them the value. And what happens after they see how good what you have is, they go, oh shit, this is legit, and then they pay. So it also increases your conversion rate a lot, significantly, because you can get people in at no additional cost. It doesn't cost you anything to get someone in school, and all it does is give them more value. And so you can close more people as well, okay? So once you close the client, you invite them into the community, and inside the community, you only have three things. Like, I'm not making this complicated. We're going to make this super, super, super simple. You have courses, you have calls, and then you have the community itself, which is arguably the most important thing, because this is where culture gets created. This is where friends get created, and this is where people start to have this belonging of like they feel that they belong, and so they don't want to churn, because then they'll miss out on all this stuff. They'll miss out on their friends, their courses, their calls, their community. Think of it like a class. Right? Imagine if you had a class with all your buddies, and all of a sudden you got kicked out the class. You'd be pretty pissed. And so you try everything you can to not get kicked out the class. And it's the same with this. People will keep paying because they don't want to get kicked out of the class. Cool? Cool. So courses, calls, community, I'll show you what to do and how to do this in a minute. And then the reason why people don't leave is FOMO, and for all the excess value that you give at scale with leverage, right? Because now a lot of the work is already done for you, in the sense of, you build the course one time. The calls you can host once and serve all of your clients. You can have staff members in there answering support tickets and questions all day. When people have questions, they don't need to call you and harass you. They can ask the community, and other people can answer, which also, as a matter of fact, makes other people learn faster because they give value to other people, which is a double-edged sword. So it's phenomenal, okay? And then the community, right, which is the FOMO, which is people feel like they're part of something, so they don't want to leave because they feel like they're going to be missing out. So that is the two mechanisms, okay, to use Skool to make more money. Now, let me break this down a bit further and show you how you can use this in practice. I'll show you the acquisition one first, because it's a bit more in detail. So I'll show you how I do it right now. So if you join my Skool community, you go check it out, you're going to land here. Okay, it's called Valuepreneurs Free, which is basically where I show entrepreneurs how to have dream clients come to you by giving value first. You don't have to deal with stupid objections and a bunch of other stuff that nobody hates. Okay, so you can build trust easily. So let's look at the acquisition. Generate attention. I do this via my YouTube channel, aka the content you are watching now. Once again, you can do this via outbound ads. It doesn't matter. You just need to generate some sort of attention to get eyeballs. That's it. I don't care what you do. Then what I do is I give value. Now, right now, I hope I'm giving you value in this YouTube video, but I also try to give value in the form of, hey, inside of my free community, when you join, I give you access to the Value First Scaling Framework, which is an entire course on how to use this framework to scale and have dream clients come to you, which is what I use to make 21K a month with only like 2,000 subscribers. So pretty cool, and only 13,000 views in the month, so not a lot either, okay? And so people join to get access to this, while simultaneously getting access to the community, the calls, all free, right? A bunch of other bonuses, and the classroom, community, etc. Okay? And so that's the generate attention, the give value, and own attention is I get everybody into Skool. Very simple. Now they're in Skool, I now own the attention. Like fundamentally, if I make a post, I control when these people see it, right? Because if I make a post, they're in my group, they will see the post, right? Whereas on social media, algorithms and whatnot, like I don't know if you're going to see my post, but in here, I can almost guarantee you're going to see my post because you're in my community. Awesome, awesome, cool. So after I've then given value and owned the attention, which is getting them just inside the Skool community, I use a few conversion mechanisms. I'll share with you now. One of them is what we call onboarding calls, which is where when you first join, okay, you'll get a free gift, which is a free onboarding call, which is where I'll basically help you figure out what it is you're doing and see how we can implement the value first framework to get you more clients passively while you do less work. Okay, and so I hop on calls with people, I give them value, and then if they're a good fit, I will then pitch them on my premium valuepreneurs community afterwards, okay, to help them more one-on-one and in a community and in a tight-knit setting, okay? And so that's one of the mechanisms. I also use the classroom in terms of the course. The first part of the course, or actually, funny enough, the best part of the course, I've given the best part here, is for free. But as you can see, the rest is paid. You have to have paid and gotten access inside to the paid community to get access to all this stuff. And so what I've done is I've given them a sneak peek and I've given them a bit of a taste of what it's like. And so now if they want more and they want the rest of this course, they can then join. Another thing I do is I do webinars once a month, right? Where I basically give a bunch of value. I give away the farm and I sell the implementation. Okay, that's another mechanism. And then lastly is I just post value posts, right? Every now and then I'll just post random value posts, just give value, as best I can to make people know me, like me, and trust me. And what ends up happening is when people start to know you, like you, and trust you, they start to be curious on what you have to offer. And then they start clicking around with the links like, oh, get clients with value, what's this? Then they end up here. And then they're like, oh, this looks kind of cool, what's this? Oh, it's a paid thing. What do I get access to? Oh my goodness. Oh, this looks pretty damn cool. 7-day money back guarantee. And then they check it out, and if you have a good VSL, yada, yada, they join, right? And so, now granted, there's more conversion mechanisms you can use, especially if you're running an agency. I would recommend that you go in there and use the auto DM feature to book calls, right? When you join a community, you can send an auto DM. You can use this to start up conversations, and it can be super casual, like, hey man, super happy to have you here. What made you want to join? Oh, just want to check out the courses. For sure, man, here's access to all this stuff. What specifically made you want to check out the courses? Like, what piqued your interest? Well, the leads part. Cool. Like, I guess, like, what are you doing right now to get leads? Facebook. Gotcha, man. How's that going for you? Well, it's going pretty good. What do you mean by pretty good? Well, it could be better. Hey, man, well, we've actually have a free onboarding call to help you out with, getting your leads and whatnot. Would love to see you there and connect with you and share some value. Boom. Guess what? You've now just booked a free sales call that you didn't pay for and that the person wanted to book it with you. Pretty freaking cool, hey? Awesome. So that is the acquisition funnel. Now, the retention one is a little bit different because it's going to be private, right? It's still going to fundamentally have the same things, right? It's going to have the course, the customer, etc. Except now you just give away the farm. Like you just give everything you would give away, okay? And so the courses, the calls you want to have at least one, like you could have some tech support calls. You could even have just like master classes. You could even have your clients starting to give master classes to the other clients, right? Those are some things you could do. You could have support calls. You could just have check-in calls. You could have whatever you want in the calendar, right? Have as many or as little calls as you want. Classroom is just going to be all the resources that you'd normally give them anyway, right? Most agencies have some sort of like Notion or Google Doc, whatever. You just put it all inside the classroom. And what you can also do is make level up bonuses. So if they hit level 2, they get a free bonus. If they hit level 3, maybe they get a free month. If they hit level 4, maybe they get $500. If they hit level 6, maybe they get a free one-on-one call, right? And you just keep stacking up these bonuses to incentivize people to engage with each other and help other people out. And you can see how people just constantly are incentivized to engage and help other people out, how the retention goes way down. Because now everybody's interacting with each other. Everyone likes each other because everyone's helping each other out, and the community is active. And so this is the power of actually using Skool. You can have all these games and stuff, right? For example, my bonus gifts unlock at level 3. And so you got to interact and engage with people to get to level 3. And you want to get to level 3 so you get access to this. And once you get access to this, you're like, damn, I want more. Well, masterclass at level 4. You're like, man, how do I get access to that? And then you go and level up to get the master classes. People just keep doing this, and this is what builds a thriving community where people never leave, right? Where you build that FOMO, okay? And that's where you build the culture, is when you have people inside the community constantly engaging, right? And chatting with each other, right? Like this guy, 10 comments, 5 comments, 2 comments, right? 6 comments, 0, 0, 8 comments, 19 comments, right? You get the gist, and you have people collaborating with each other, and that's what builds this culture, right? And that's what creates it, especially when it's just your clients, right? Like all these people know that they're just your clients, and so people are going to be there for longer than a while, and they're also going to be a lot more active because they inherently technically paid for this. So that is how you can use Skool to make more money for your agency. Now, if you want to learn how to do this more hands-on and get access to my free course, click the link down below and join. Okay, no opt-in, no nothing. And if you have any questions about this and how you can do this, or you want like some specifics, right, of me showing you how to create the courses of the VSLs, etc., just let me know down below, and I'll be more than happy to share all that stuff with you. Other than that, hope you have a great day. Chat with you later. Peace.